What's up? It's Zax here again, podcast number 25. Ready, check, pull. Here with Jimfro as usual. How you doing, Jimfro?
Dude, I'm doing very good. We're a quarter to 100. If you think about it that way.
Oh, true, dude. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, number 25, dude. Hey, Shadowlands came out, dude. Have you played it yet?
Nah, what do you think about it? I haven't. Should I buy it?
I think so. I mean, sounds like a cool game. BFA
I
was pretty
start.
good, so Shadowlands
Yeah,
probably gonna be
BFA
pretty
was
sweet.
great. So started in Bastion. I did a few quests. I might pick it up a little bit later.
Yeah. Let me wait
No,
for the
I've been
price
playing
drop.
my fucking ass off, bro. Listen to my voice right now. I sound like I haven't slept in 10 days because I have not slept in 10 days. Between
Yeah.
like the rush to getting the raid guides done, the Shadowlands being listen, I'm not even like kidding. Like I'm having a fucking blast, brother. Like I've been like this is the first time in like 2 years where I'm like itching to get on. I want to do the World Zero. Oh my god. Anyways, go ahead. What how's your hey? How's your Shadowlands time been?
Dude, it's been good so far. It's like been. I mean, I don't really remember the BFA launch too
What?
much, but
Yeah,
it's
yes you
been.
do.
I'm talking about like leveling and like launch and stuff like that. But I was gonna say it's been like relatively bug free for me, at least. Maybe I'm getting lucky or something, but like I didn't have any lag whatsoever in leveling or anything, like no lag. I didn't crash, I didn't disconnect. I know some servers had a harder time with that, but like no issues whatsoever. I went in there, started leveling with a group. We were like the only people we ever saw, until later on. Um, yeah, no lag, no disconnecting, no bugs with quests. Like if we ran into a bug, we would just like reset the quest or whatever, and then that would fix it, or drop war mode or drop group or something like that. Dude, it was pretty smooth of a launch, leveling launch and everything. I can't complain.
Yeah. So I just had to switch headphones real quick. Yeah. Let me
Oh yeah,
so I know that for me I had absolutely no issues aside from like the occasional like I would hearth to like Orbos or something and then I would DC but I just log right back on, right? So there was
right,
like
right.
absolutely no issues, no lag at all. Like I
Yeah,
don't think any like listen, we got to give them fucking props for that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like this
It's a
has to
global
be
launch.
the smoothest global launch ever.
Yeah, like it's global launch. It's the most pre-ordered expansion of all time. Like it almost got to the point where like I was like kind of doubting like how many people were playing the game. I was like, is this expansion dead? Like, there's nobody around. But dude, I think they just like they over sharded. Like they just had 7 million shards going. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
are just everybody has their own shard, dude. I think they just went to town with that. Because even in like I was in war mode leveling with a group, and it was not bad. Like we were chilling. We
I'm actually
hardly even ran
surprised
into
after
alliance.
all the shit you were saying that you just weren't gonna go in war mode. I'm not doing war mode. And then you end up
Yeah.
doing war mode and I end up not doing war mode because I leveled with Valorn.
Yeah, I definitely, like, started out, not in warm well, I was gonna level by myself, cause I'm not, like, in a super rush, so I was just gonna do my own thing, and then, my guild ended up needing a 5th person for the group, so I was like, "Alright, whatever, let's get it." And then, they had war mode on. They were just like, "Yeah, screw it, we're a group, dude, they can't kill us." So I just, whatever, go with the flow, dude, 10% faster, let's get it.
Yeah, you guys were
Uh,
cruising.
so it was cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They had like a speed run strat at the very beginning. Which is kind of funny. And then it all kind of fell apart after that. But we got like a tiny little head start that I think like helped us get ahead, that was fun. Oh, that okay. I don't know why that just reminded me, but yeah, this podcast, we don't have much of a itinerary here. We're just talking about the Shadowlands launch and how everything went, just random stuff that comes to our mind. But if you're watching this live, send in questions, comments, anything you got to say. We'll respond to it live or save it to the end. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
forgot to
and
get that
and
out of the way.
trust, like, listen, the my like I am exhausted. I'm tired. I'm still like going off of like adrenaline. I'm sure Zach's is like the same. Like we're still like we're
Yeah.
super pumped. But if I'm not as hype as I usually am, it's because I've been so hyped the last 3 days. Like
Yeah, it's
it's
starting to
been an
wear out.
absolute journey, dude. But I'm man, I can't tell you. Like you literally came in and you had to remind me that it's 3 o'clock. Like I got off of
Yeah, yeah.
family duty, around, maybe whatever it was, 11, 12. I come in and I'm just sucked in. And then 3 hours goes by. Zach comes in. He's like, yo, it's 3:02. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck. All right, let me finish up this world quest. And then I'm going to, but
Yeah.
man, I was, for the leveling at the start, dude, it was so sick to see all those people gathered in Orgrimmar, like looking for that death gate.
Yeah.
That was so fucking
Yeah.
awesome. Like there had to be 1,000 people in the shard, like just waiting for that little portal
Yeah.
thing. And then we got in pretty early and we ended up getting to like we ended up doing pretty well. Like there was a few different groups in our guild. So there was a few different groups like kind of like leveling together. Me and Valorn just decided to do it ourselves, just a duo squad. And there were some people that were ahead of us, but when I looked, dude, when I got off, I was 55. It's about like 6 hours in or something like that. I was 55, and you were like 57, and
Yeah.
then I was like, damn, like, and we were cruising, dude, and like,
Yep.
you were fucking well beyond us, and then I got off, I did some dad duties, and I go back on your stream and you're like, yeah, I just hit 60. I was like, what? You just
Yeah.
fucking flew the last 3 levels, man. I was like, what the hell is this guy on? And then like when we talked about it in guild, like our first level 60 had to be an hour after you, which we were like, what the, like, you were on some other shit, but you also ditched your group and then fucking went on your own and like beat them. So I don't know
Yeah, that
what
was
you were
weird.
on, man. You were doing some shit.
Yeah, well, they were like, Azeroth Autopilot just, like, popped off this expansion. I don't know if, like, everybody's using it or what, but, like, oh my god, dude, like, my entire group was all using that, and they were all following it, like, to the T, and it was actually, like, slightly off for some reason, like, the experience like, it didn't have, like, a live experience calculation or something like that. It was just, like, had a predetermined path that it wanted you to go. So we were gonna hit 60 before we even got to Revendreth. So I was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna do the campaign." Like, "I'm gonna
Yeah.
go do this. I don't know about you. You guys can blindly follow that if you want, but dude, we're gonna smash this." And then yeah, I still like we were 58 or something in Ardenweald, and yeah, I was like, "Yo, it's campaign time." And then I still hit 60 before I finished the campaign, but it kind of worked out nice. But yeah, dude, we were just like blasting through uh the autopilot, the Roth autopilot. That
All
that
right.
was
Yeah,
crazy.
I was using Zygor and that like for the first 5 levels or whatever, and it was cool. But like skipping like the cinematics, I was kind of a little bummed out about that because it was like you're trying to like race or whatever. It was fun for a little bit. And then like I got back on the next day and I just shut that shit off. And I was like, it was way more fun not using it. Like not using Zygor,
Yeah.
not using Azeroth autopilot. I had way more fun in the zones. I was able, like, I was more immersed. I watched the cinematics. I was able to go through and like go at my own pace, stay on the campaign. Like it was also taking me to side quests and shit like that. So I did all of Bastion. I did every single quest in Bastion, and I
Oh
didn't know
god.
that I wasn't supposed to do, but that's what Zygor told me to do. So I just went and fucking did it. And so when I shut that shit off, dude, I had so much more fun. It was way
Yeah.
better. So anyone who hasn't leveled yet, don't use any fucking leveling guides. Blizzard has an insanely good uh questing system right now that allows
Yeah.
you to know what's the main campaigns and what are the things you have to do. Zygor is awesome, by the way, now that I'm doing like the world quest or I'm doing like the Moss stuff. Like it's really like helping out with like shortcuts and dailies and like how to get things done quickly. Like that shit is really great. But the main quest line is so streamlined for Blizzard that I felt the last 5 levels I had way more fun. I was just, it was such a relaxing like little like I don't know. It was good. It was just better.
Yeah. I think people like maybe like panicked or something a little bit when like in beta when you at some point you didn't have enough experience just doing the campaign to get to level 60. I think people kind of I don't know. Maybe Blizzard fixed that or people overestimated that or whatever, but everybody's thinking like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to do a bunch of side quests. I'm gonna have to do dungeons, dude. Oh, I'll just follow a guide, dude. It'll get me to 60." And it's like,
Yeah.
well, no, actually, if you just did the campaign, maybe one or two side, I mean, you do the bonus objectives or whatever along the way, like you're more than chilling. So it definitely works out to just, dude, just go at your own pace. And yeah, dude, like I skipped every single cutscene and I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, like, I know from, like, a big picture thing, but, like, I don't know what's going on in the zones. I had, like, auto turn in and whatever, so, like, all the quest text just flying by, you know?
Yeah.
Uh,
So I
but
liked it, dude. On the last
yeah.
five, I'm not going to talk about the storyline or like what happens or whatever, but like I was really digging it. Like I was digging it far more than the BFA quest line at the start. I liked the Legion quest line and you know what was leading up with that with Gul'dan and shit. But I think this is like one of the best stories. Like there's a few like notable characters that come throughout. Some, you know, we're obviously in the Shadowlands or whatever. So it's pretty it was great. Like, dude, I was really digging the last five. And I want to ask you, like, what's your favorite and least favorite zones to quest in? Because I have a
I
guaranteed.
I don't know, dude. It was all a blur. It was all a dude, I streamed for 16 hours and it felt like 2 minutes, dude. It just all blurred together. I
That's
have no idea.
awesome.
I'm just killing mobs, following quest, like, trackers, so I have no idea. I mean, like,
Yes.
I like them all to an extent, you know, like, I don't have one that I hate.
So I thought that Bastion was awesome. Loved Bastion. And I absolutely hated Maldraxxus.
What?
Hated
Really?
Maldraxxus. Dude,
Why?
I felt like it took forever. I felt like I was only in there for maybe like 2 hours or something like that. And I felt like I was in that fucking place. Well, not 2 hours, maybe like 4 hours,
What?
but I don't know what it was. But I felt like
What?
I was in that place for like 7 days, bro. Like it felt
Why?
so long. I have no idea. I hated it. It was like 30 shades of green. Didn't like that. I didn't like the type of quest that, oh my god, it was atrocious. And then right when I got out of that, going into Arden Wheel, dude, it was such a breath of fresh air. I loved it. Loved Arden Wheel, and then I liked Revendreth a lot too. But man, dude, if they could just delete that area, oh,
Huh.
and I love the Covenant ability of Maldraxxus too. What the fuck?
Yep, it's doomed. Yeah, I don't know. I think people in my group said the same thing. They're like, "Man, questing my Draxes sucked." You know, like compared to Bastion or whatever. At the time they were saying it, and I was just totally lost, dude. It's all when I tell you it was a blur, dude,
There's a
it was a
number for
blur.
you, and you got to go get that number. You're
Dude,
just like,
literally, it's just like I click a guy that has a quest. I don't see any of the words. It points me in a direction, tells me to kill stuff. I kill stuff. It's just like that's it. It doesn't matter. You know, it's just this zone is green. That's like all I remember.
all right,
So
oh
it was
shit,
pretty
I don't
bad.
want to give spoilers. We can't talk
Nah,
about
yeah,
the Covenant storyline, right?
I don't know. I don't even.
Anyways, I'm just gonna say this. It's not gonna be any spoilers again, but Night Fae has the best quest ever in the history of World of Warcraft. There is a quest when you pick the Night Fae Covenant, not the Arden Wheel quest line, but the Night Fae Covenant has the best quest ever in the game. So if you care about, you know, if you're like on the fence between, you know, if you're literally 50-50 between two covenants and one of them's Night Fae, pick Night Fae just to see
Okay,
the quest, dude.
it's
It
not
is
that good, dude.
it is so, dude. This is the first time ever in my life where I'm literally laughing out loud doing a quest. Like it was amazing, absolutely
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
Well, yeah, so first time leveling through Shadowlands was pretty good, like 7 or 8 hours. Whatever, do it as a group, do it as your own, do whatever you wanna do, it all works out pretty well. And then I leveled again on my alt. Um, and I did you know, once you get to 60 the first time, on your next character, you get an option to do the fates leveling or whatever they're calling it. Um, where you don't have to do everything in order and you can you know, everything kind of opens up a little bit more. So I did that on my second character, and I don't really think it was fast, like maybe by like a little bit. But I did that like mostly solo, and yeah, you know, you get to like You get to queue all the dungeons, so you can like dungeon spam if you want to. If you have a group, I think that might be faster. Um, but
But why would
I
you do
mean,
that? Because you still have to do the quest line, right?
no,
Oh,
no.
you
When you
don't?
do,
Okay.
no, not at all. Yeah, when you do fates, you just get to 60. You already have everything or almost everything unlocked. Um, and I liked it, like the second time because it's just like a little bit fresh. You just run around doing side quests and bonus objectives and stuff like that. You can queue into dungeons if you want to. So that was pretty nice. I don't think it's really faster or slower. It's kind of the same. So you just kind of do whatever feels fresh. I think most people like in my guild just spammed dungeons because it's like maybe an hour faster. But oh my god, that is mind numbing, dude. Spamming dungeons to level. Oh my god, I could not do that.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know
What?
how.
So the what is it? Monkey Lol did it in like 3.5 hours by spamming like he was like what up to 55. He did dungeons, and then he had people ready because you can still queue in those dungeons if you have like a friend that's like 51 or something like that. You can keep queuing. So he just dungeoned all the way. It was like 3 or 4 hours or whatever. And then the next person also did something similar with dungeons. And then Genji's group, the method group, I think, did the questing. And
They actually, like,
they
quit,
were
like, halfway through.
did they really? They
Yeah,
got
because
third
somebody
though.
somebody was just absolutely destroying them. So they were like, "Yeah, yeah, we're logging on. We're just screw it."
Damn.
I don't think they did get 3rd. I think
So,
they
so
just abandoned it.
uh, so maybe it wasn't them then, but I was watching the method recap that they just posted today, and someone got third. That was like that they were
They're not in
casting.
method.
Oh yeah, they're Echo. Oh fuck.
Dang.
Damn. Dude, I get it. I'm gonna get it so mixed up. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
you're
Oh no. All
not
right.
gonna be good
Anyways,
for you.
anyways.
Uh,
So yeah, cool leveling experience. Like I would say the launch was an absolute success from my perspective. Yeah, I think it was great.
are you gonna level a second character anytime soon?
Probably not soon. I'm gonna do it like at some point. When my character is at a good spot. But I feel like there's a lot of shit I'm still trying to figure out. I haven't touched professions. Like I haven't I haven't finished a lot of shit that I have
Mm,
to do. I did all the mythic zeros. I did, all the covenant stuff that I have to do, but I haven't I don't think I'm gonna level in alt until I feel like my character's in a decent spot.
got you, got you.
What
Oh,
about what about you? You gonna get a third one going?
ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I can do a third one, dude. Like the original leveling was dope, and then because it was just a blur, and then the second one was good because I could kind of mess around, experience things that I didn't get to experience the first time. But the third time, dude, I don't know. Everything I've experienced before, so it all becomes kind of dull. I might do it like over the course of like several days, like log in, do some stuff, you know, and then log out and then do some stuff the next day, like not do it all in one sitting.
Is it gonna be
Because
the
oh my
warrior?
god,
Ha 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 ha. Warrior?
I don't know, dude. It might be, but my guild is thinking that DPS warrior is like very not gonna be good. We
Oh
literally
shit.
only have one DPS warrior character in our entire guild, and like the whole point of our guild is to have multiple of each class. Nobody wants to play DPS warrior because
Really?
the guy that plays it, he's gonna be in for every fight, right? Or I mean, if we even I don't know how that's gonna work, but he's probably gonna be in for every fight because he has battle shout. But if everybody's thinking you definitely don't want a warrior after that, so I don't know if I'm gonna do warrior, dude. I might just because literally nobody else is playing it, and then I could be in there. But
Yeah, but what else are you gonna
uh,
do? Like you
I
don't
don't
like
know.
anything else. You
I
might do hunter? Like
know, definitely
uh,
not, dude. But yeah, there's not many
survival?
options, so we'll see. But
Gonna level as feral, dude? Like you're not gonna do any of that. Like what are you talking
yeah,
about?
true. So yeah, maybe
Oh,
we'll
paladin.
give
You could do
warrior
the
a try.
prop paladin. I could see you doing that.
Yeah. Uh, can we talk about one of the most difficult moments in leveling, like at the beginning, dude? Picking the covenant, bro, at the end. Like when you hit
Oh,
60 and they're like, all right, you're level 60, you got to try them all out. Time to pick. You gotta pick
Oh,
one, you're locked in. Oh my god, dude, that was tough. I mean, especially
bro,
for, like,
I
my
was
my class's situation.
stressing.
Yeah, yeah, you were having a even bigger dilemma than me, I think.
All right. Talk about your experience. Talk about it.
So, god, dude, okay, so I'm, like, performance minded, right? Like, I play this game to mythic raid and whatever and, like, do well in the raid and try to be the best, mage that I can be or whatever. Um, but Mage has multiple specs, right? And you might be playing any of them in the raid. Um, and the covenants aren't necessarily the best for every spec. So like maybe fire and arcane want Night Fae by a little bit, but Frost wants Venthyr by a lot. It's like 5% DPS ahead, which is like insane in mythic rating. So like if you're playing Frost and you're not Venthyr, it's just not gonna look good. Uh, so I just had I was just like freaking out, like, oh my god, dude, like what if Frost is the best? Then I have to be Venthyr. But then like what if for some fights, what if I don't play Frost for every fight? What if I play Fire for some fights, dude? But then I want to be Night Fae. I don't want to be dude, it was bad. I ended up picking Night Fae because it seems like the all around kind of option, because like Night Fae is not bad for Frost in like multi-target situations, which is probably where you're gonna play it if you play it in the red. So I don't know. I had a whole crazy decision making moment. Just there's a lot to consider, dude. But yeah, I ended up going with Night Fae. What
Well, you
about
know
you, dude?
what? Congratulations, dude. You picked the right one. All right. So I went through dude, a whirlwind, dude. Like I was like the whole time I'm like I'm gonna be strong. Like I'm gonna pick Necro Lord because I really just I like how the ability works for mages. I want to turn into like a giant skeleton and just start blasting things, and like it's just super fun. I want to create these abominations, and just I was just like I was in. I was decided.
Yeah,
And
you're
then
gonna
I
pick the
got
one that you like.
yeah, I'm gonna pick the one I like. And then I got
Just
to the
yeah.
fucking screen and I was like, oh no. And like dude, you want to know what's so sad? This is what I did. I went to every fucking YouTuber that's anything for mages, and I was just looking for any one of them to say that it's okay to pick Necrolord. I went to dude, I even went to
All I need is
PvP
one.
channels. All I needed was one other person to say Necrolord could possibly might be the second best at some like that's all I
Uh,
needed. And every single one literally said this. Not a single one said anything other than you can go whatever you want except for Necrolord. And I was like, what? And then like I go like and then I'm like talking to you about it. I'm like, dude, I think I'm just gonna go Necroloid. Fuck it. Even though everyone says it's bad, I'm sure I'll find scenarios where it's gonna be good. And you're like, no, you won't. Like that's the only one. That's the only bad choice. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, what? Why is it such a bad choice? It's because it's because like the ability means that you're standing still to get benefit out of it, and it's like and then when you're fucking frost mage, like frostbolt is like nothing, and then fire is like fireball is like nothing, and it's 3 minutes, so you only get it like once, maybe twice in a fight. And then like for PvP, like you're not standing still and casting either, so like there's literally no time. And then the benefit of the being the covenant is like you get a shield, and like the shield is like useless for it's like I was so upset. And then so I basically bullied myself into picking Night Fae because I'm sad.
yeah, because
But
you're not even looking forward to it.
on a good note, I was hating on the Night Fae ability as I was leveling. I was like, this is dumb. It doesn't really do shit, whatever. After doing all the Mythic Zeros, bro, Night Fae is dope. Listen, like when
It's
you can,
cool.
bro, doing frozen orb and then comet storm and then icy veins, and then you use your ability and all that shit starts to come back real fast. And then you
Yeah.
do that shit again. Oh, it's yeah, it's pretty dope. But yeah, I wasn't gonna
So
go Venthyr because I didn't want to be useless in in like dungeons, right? Like I didn't want to be useless like in like AoE situations, so that's why I went Night Fae, and also I want to multi-spec as well. So, and I think fire is
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
the best for overall for Castle Nathria anyway.
Yeah, it seems like it at this point. But dude, okay, so I don't wanna rag on the whole covenant choice thing too much. We've kind of been there, done that. They didn't pull the ripcord, all that stuff. But I we'll see how it plays out in raid. But I had a pretty negative. I would rate my experience with choosing the Covenant as a very negative thing.
Ugh,
Like I really hate that
that's
I
an
had to make that
understatement.
choice. I did not like that at all. And I would prefer to be able to switch. And I'm coming from it like I want to pick. I don't care which one I like. I'm picking the one that's the best. I had a negative time, and then you came in with it as like I want to pick the one that I like, and then the one that you liked was so bad relatively that you felt like you couldn't pick the one that you liked, even though that's the mindset that you came into it with. So you had a negative experience for a
Yep.
different reason.
Yep.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's about a bunch of like a ridiculous amount of people who they'll just pick the one that they like because they don't care as much about the performance. They pick the one that they like and it's fine. And those people probably, I mean, maybe I feel like those are the people that will have a more positive experience with it, right? Uh, but like it is not looking good for me.
Yeah,
It's
what are you
killing
gonna
me, dude.
but like all right, so the covenant thing wouldn't have bothered me if all like if so to be fair, right? Like we got to give them some credit. Like you really could you can be Venthyr, you can be Night Fae for like mage in general, and then
Right.
you could also be Bastion if you want to be like bad but not like terrible. Well, I don't know, I guess you could, but like all like they would have to make that covenant ability for the Necrolords has to be like a minute cooldown. It can't be three. Like it would have to literally be a minute cooldown, and then always line up with Icy Veins to like make that shit work out. Like it's like I don't know what they're thinking with that. And what's sad is that they're gonna do balancing, and then what if they balance it to where like Necrolord gets so overblown that now you have to switch? Like that is gonna feel so bad.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a weird situation. They keep saying that like if there's super outliers, they'll like nerf those down to where it's like not as much. It's still the best, but not much of it as much of an outlier. Okay, like I could see that maybe with like Frost with Venthyr because they're like 5% ahead of the next one. It's like, oh my god, not even close. You guys didn't even get close. So I can see them like nerfing that down to like, okay, maybe it's 2% ahead. It's still the best, but it's not that insane. But yeah, dude, like if they do tuning on covenant abilities or soul binds, because that all comes into consideration, like, oh my god, it's gonna be a mess. Like people feeling like they have to switch covenants. I feel like this is gonna be the whole covenant locking thing is gonna be the like Shadowlands experiment. You know what I mean? It's like this is the thing that Shadowlands will be. I don't want to say remembered for, but like the thing that Blizzard tried in Shadowlands. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't really know what it would be for BFA, maybe Azerite gear or something, but like, yeah, this is the thing where Blizzard's gonna look back and be like, oh my god, why did we do that? Oh my god, what were we thinking? Or they'll think it's dope, like I don't know what they're gonna think, but this is
Well,
the big
let's talk about some of the positives, right? So like at the pick station, it was real bad because it was a heavy decision, and you don't want to be worse than your guildies, right? Like I don't want to go in and have the other frost mages just be better, right? Like that's just fucking terrible. In
yeah,
every situation, like I didn't want that. So that's what led me to my decision. But after picking, and I think you might even agree with this, after picking, it's kind of cool. Like being a part of like being a night fae. Like I don't know. It's like I know it sounds like a little bit like a little weird, but like you're a night fae. You start leveling things up in the night fae area. You start unlocking things. You start like you got your little ghost wolf thing. You start becoming attached to that, and then you start figuring out like, oh, what other shapeshift thing do I want to be? I don't want to be a fox. I'm gonna go find out how I can be a bear. and then you can actually be a bear, little night fae thing, and it's like there's like things like that, and then you get like little like bonuses when you go into like the other side, like going in and being like, you know, I'm a night fae, so I get like these little whatever they are, like urns or something that you get to click and stuns everything. So you start to like feel a little bit of a connection towards the choice that you made. That is cool. It just kind of sucks that it's not balanced enough. Like that would have all still been cool if there wasn't player power behind it, right? Like
Yeah.
that would have
Or
all
you
been
could
like,
switch. Yeah, it's the
yeah,
same. Yeah.
it's not even about switch. Just take the fucking ability away. I don't want to switch covenants.
Yeah,
Like I
true.
want to stay in my covenant. Just take the ability and make that a separate thing, so that way, like I can be a night fae and like experience that whole situation of being a night fae and being the fox and doing the thing and with the world quest and all the stuff, and then I don't have to worry about my player power being better or worse because of the choice that I made. Yeah.
True.
So that's what I would say at that. I think take away the ability, and I really dig the covenant as a piece of content. I really dig that.
I feel the same way. I'm gonna try to like reserve, overall judgment on the whole covenant locking blah 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 system. Like, we'll see how it plays out for the raid progression, because I think that's might be where it like really the pain points start to come through. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm not feeling the covenant thing right now, and it could have been so cool. Yeah, like you said, if you just picked the one that you like, that would have been sick. Because I just get to pick the one that I like. Maybe I don't
And
want to be
let's be
Night
real.
Fae, you know?
If I
Dang.
picked the one that I liked, I was probably gonna pick Night Fae. Like legit, that is, dude, I'm a bubbly, colorful dude. Like I like bubbly, colorful shit. The reason why I wanted to pick Necrolord is because I like that ability better.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that was the
Because-
only reason why I wanted to pick Necrolord, that, and I kind of wanted to make the Abominations and see what that shit was like. But overall, like when it comes to look and aesthetic or whatever, like that's, I wanted to be the flamboyant ones. Like that's what I wanted to be. And so like I'm that now, so I guess it worked out.
Yeah. All right. So on the note, I guess, of so like, you level up. That was cool. You pick your covenant. That kind of sucked. For me at least. We'll see
It
how
sucked for
plays
me
out.
too. Picking the Covenant was horrible.
But now that you're at max level, that's the first in-game decision that you have to make, picking your covenant. But then you get all the in-game stuff, which weirdly enough, in Shadowlands, there's a crazy amount of in-game stuff to do. You could spend a ridiculous amount of time doing it, but like 25% of it matters.
Yeah.
And when I say matters, I mean like increases your player power. There is so much to do in Shadowlands that you don't have to do. I don't know how to say it, but like you can, if all you care about is player power, you can be your character can be done in no time, dude. Like even this like original like getting everything set up didn't take much time. Like my monk is already done, you know what I mean? Like I leveled it up. I did like some dailies or something that I had to do. I still got to do Torghast, which is like probably one of the biggest weekly things, but like, yo, this is gonna be an alt friendly expansion, dude. Like this is gonna be alt city, this expansion.
Listen, I'm like, I don't know. It's such a crazy contrast to BFA. And again, I don't want to keep shitting on BFA, but like when you went in and you were like, all right, I got to do you remember those days where it's like, all right, I got to do my three islands, my mythic islands, and then I'm gonna go in and do my world tour thing where I go all around, do all the world quests or whatever. That was all like, I have to do that stuff, and I'm gonna go do that stuff because I have to. Like I feel like I just want to do all the shit in Shadowlands and I don't have to. How weird is that, bro? How weird is that like I'm going in and I'm like all right, here's a world quest. Like I don't like this. What does it give me? 35 anima reservoir or whatever it's called. It's like I don't have to do that. All right, so like let's go to the other thing. What was it? So I have to do some dailies. I got to go do. It's like, but I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna do all of it because I just want to do it all. And it's like it's such a crazy contrast, man. And Torghast, dude, doing the first run of Torghast, because we haven't done it since the beta. I mean, I haven't at least.
Yeah.
I haven't done it since alpha, maybe. Like, running Torghast. Bro, I love Torghast. I fucking love it, dude. And and I got some controversial shit I'm gonna say about the Maw too. The Maw is disgusting and it's slow and I hate it and I died and I had to run back to my body and I had war mode on like a fucking idiot and they were camping like these areas and they kept like just killing me and over and I was like, all right, well now I got to shut off war mode. I shut off war mode and it was still a horrible experience and I love it because it
What?
made me feel, yes,
Okay, you
it
can't
made me
flip it like that.
listen, it makes me really hate being there. It really, like, I'm not kidding, like
Oh,
I hate being
that
there.
doesn't.
And I thought about this and I was like this is fucking genius, dude. Like the whole time
No.
the whole time when I seen that eyes thing and it was like something's fixated on you, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die again. And I'm like sitting there, I'm looking around, dude, I'm panicking, I'm nervous, like I'm jumping through and then something spawns at my feet and it's like some swirly thing and I'm like, oh no, I'm fucking dead. And then when I made it out without I finished all the dailies, I did all the things that I had to do, man, I swear to god, like it was a different experience. I'm telling you, like, it's so weird. I was so happy to be out of the Maw that it felt so good. I was like, this is the most genius fucking thing. It's like such a disgusting
I
place.
don't know.
Bro, I love it. I don't want to go back, but I have to go back.
Wait.
And I love it.
Okay,
I know,
you're
it's
giving me
so
you're
weird.
sending me real mixed messages here.
Well,
Dude.
so it's kind of like
You love it because you hate it.
I like it because they got an emotion out of me. And it's not an emotion where it's
A
like
negative
islands. No, it's not like islands where I hated doing it, but it was all a positive experience, like doing the stuff, but I hated doing it because it was slow and boring. This is like I hate being there because it's so difficult. And it's so like you're slow and you can't get away and sometimes your vision is obscured and I love it, dude. Like I love that they got an emotion out of me that is a negative emotion and it's not like a negative emotion to where I'm I'm just bored. It's a negative emotion, but I'm on high alert the whole fucking time. And I think it's amazing. I really, really think it's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't have that emotion. I didn't have any of the positive part. I had all that negative stuff. I felt that, but dude, the mall is not going well for me, bro.
I told you what I
I
was
don't
going to
want to.
say is going to be controversial, dude. No one
Yeah, dude,
likes
that's.
being in there.
I mean, maybe that's more common, than we think. Like maybe people vibe with that. They like that it's like a really challenging zone that you don't have to you don't have to do too much in there, and like ultimately, there's not really a reason to be there because you don't get anything from it. But uh, I mean, maybe people vibe with that. I don't know, but dude, I hate them all. I don't like it at all. And I'm debating never going there again. Like I'm actually considering not doing it. Because and the only reason I'm considering that is the only so again, I'm like performance minded, I'm reward minded, you know what I mean? Like uh I'm thinking about okay, I'm not gonna do world quests because what I get from it doesn't increase my player power. I'm just not gonna do it. I'd rather go play something else or whatever. But and the mall is like that too. It's like, okay, so there's all this stuff to do in the mall, all these events, these daily quests, these whatever. I gotta get the Stygia, I gotta get the rep for the vendor and the blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, but what do I get? Like I don't care as much about the experience of it itself. What do I get for being in the mall? And it turns out the only player power increase, like in Raid or Mythic Plus or whatever, that you get from the mall is a socket, like a socket item, is like being able to put a socket on an item that doesn't have a socket. And
Yeah.
you have to grind the shit out of the mall to be able to afford those, to get enough Stygia to buy those because it costs a lot. Um, and that's you might already have sockets on your items, so it could not be an increase at all. And, you know, it gives you, like, Torghast upgrades, if you, you know, you're struggling with Torghast, which maybe I will, I don't even know, like, Layer 3 was crazy, we'll talk about that later, but, uh, gives you Torghast upgrades, gives you Maw upgrades to make the Maw, like, less terrible.
There's no legendaries that
Um,
come from the mall, right?
I don't know, I mean, I'm kinda dude, everything's those things are, like, hard to decipher, like, where everything comes from because it's all, like,
Yeah.
totally different for every class and spec in the game, but, I don't know, dude. I'm not having a good time in the mall. And on top of that, there's really not much reason to be there, especially for like alts, right? So I'm not feeling it, dude. I'm not
Well,
vibing with that experiment either. Like
can I ask you a
purposefully
question? All
making
right.
what like purposefully making a zone that's terrible to play and be in, and like almost forces you to be in a group to like effectively deal with what's going on and like actually get the reputation and Stygia that you need and like do the events. You just literally can't kill things on your own, certain things. Like it was a struggle to kill anything on my own
Yeah.
that was like an elite
Same.
mob or whatever. That was crazy. Um, but I feel like maybe it's just the fact, like, if I could mount, maybe a lot of that would go away. But the fact that you can't mount, I really, really struggle to understand why that part is in there. Like, I understand making the mobs difficult, and you know, there's elites, there's events, there's daily quests. It's like threatening to be in there. But why can't you mount, man? That might be the biggest sticking point for me. It's just I don't wanna go there because I have to waddle around at 2 miles per
Well, they
hour the
wanted
entire
you to be
time.
able to mount. Your mount just won't come out, dude. It's not their fault. It's like, you know, the mount will ignores your calls, so it's not them. No, but listen, I have
Okay.
to ask you. All right, let me ask you some questions real quick. Okay, so
Okay, okay,
first
okay,
off,
okay.
when did this happen to you? I'm just curious because it happened to me. When you went into the mall and you like so there's a few things that like really stuck out to me. Let's say you're at, I don't know, like I don't know what they're called, like level 3 of the eye on you or whatever the fuck it is,
Mhm.
you know. The jailer's watching you, level 3 or something, and then like you got like something happens where you're like in there, your health is low, and then you see like, I don't know, like those the you're getting fixated, like little eyes come up, and then it's like something is
Yeah.
watching you. Like, did you not like get like some like, fuck, this is bad, like moment? Like, did you get that, like that, like this is bad, like something, like I could die and then I have to walk all the way the fuck back? Like, did
Oh,
that
yeah,
like
for sure.
happen?
Like, misery, like, yeah, I don't wanna
Yeah,
be
yeah,
here.
okay, okay, so at
I
least
don't wanna
we're
play this
getting
game
like the
anymore. Yeah,
same.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't get that, but so yeah, we
Yeah,
we
that's
we
what
each
comes to
got
my mind.
the same type of misery thing. Now, when you see those little bears, did you get like some type of like, oh, I can fucking cruise now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a good, like, that was a cool thing for me too, is like seeing those bears. I was like, I can't mount, but like I can ride this fucking bear for a little bit until I get to wherever I get to. That was another like little cool thing. And then so what I'm thinking this whole situation is I haven't played it, so this is going to be a stupid comparison, but what everyone tells me about Dark Souls is that it is miserable, but until you kill the thing, right? Until you're done with whatever you're doing, like you die all the time. It is like a slow drudge getting all the way through. And so I'm thinking that that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do a Dark Souls type thing where it is difficult. And if you try to take any shortcuts, like running through mobs, if you try to like just like sneak your way past something or do something that's a little cheesy, you're risking death, like real bad. And you have to walk
Yeah.
all the way back. And I think they're trying to do that. You know, it's that like classic WoW slash Dark Souls slash, like they're trying to get that feeling. And maybe they didn't hit the mark for everyone, or maybe just people just don't like those Dark Souls style games. I usually don't. But I think that's what they're trying to do with it. And
Yeah.
they're trying to experiment with that whole vanilla WoW. Like, if when you die in the crossroads, you run back for 30 years. So don't fucking die. Like, that's a bad thing to do. And maybe that will lead to some, you know, some different styles of them doing World of Warcraft things. Like Torghast is a totally different thing, so we're gonna get that in a little bit. But like I feel like the Maw is its own type of game inside of World of Warcraft that, like you said, you don't have to do it. It doesn't give you
Yeah.
that much. and
You actually
it
go
but
all
it
in.
might be something that's like just I don't know, dude. I feel like I want to go back and do it because I hated it and I want to get better at it. I don't, it's okay. Anyways,
Yeah, I don't yeah, I get what you're
but it's
saying.
not gonna
That is
it's not gonna hit
not
it for everybody. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, I was about to say, that's not how my brain works at all. Like, my
yeah,
brain is the total opposite of that. Well, it's like I was gonna say, like, well, yeah, I could understand the Dark Souls. It's kinda like a almost like a contrast thing, or, like, you can't enjoy, uh it's hard to enjoy, like, I don't know, can't think of an analogy, but, like, being able to mount, you don't appreciate it until it's taken away, that kinda thing. You don't know what you got
yeah.
till it's
Yep.
gone, like, the mall, like, kinda encapsulates that maybe, which I understand that. I hate that kind of game design, screw that. That'd be like it'd be like Dark Souls is great. Things are difficult, but, you can overcome them if you become good at the game and blah, 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 but it'd be like Dark Souls if, you know how your character can, like, run and, like, sprint? It'd be like Dark Souls, but you can only walk. You're like, "Well, yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
you made the game worse for no reason. Now it just takes me 10 minutes to get
Yeah.
there instead of 5." You know what I mean? It's just like that you missed the mark. Like, I understand what's going on here, but only being able to walk is not that is not fit in the, challenging category. That's in the annoying category. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
true,
just
true.
me, but I'm not vibing with them all, but you don't have to do it, really. You can do it a little bit if you want to, like, get a little bit of Stygia and rep or whatever, to help out maybe on your main. But dude, the maw is just it's just you don't get anything. Just don't even do it on your alt. Don't even go there. I would say. Like,
I
if you don't have the time, if you don't have the patience, you literally do not have to go to the mall. And like a lot of people in my guild are realizing that, like, even on some people's mains are like, yeah, there's just no reason to go there. I don't care about sockets. I'll get sockets randomly anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
I'll
I got
just
a socket
get
on
them.
my helm, dude. I was fucking pretty litty titty about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Not from the
yeah, yeah.
mall.
Because you can only get sockets on like 5 slots now, right? Or like 6 total.
It's
So
pretty dope.
helmet is one of them.
I mean, I got no, I not from the mall. I just found it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So you got a socket on your helmet?
Yeah, it dropped for me, dude. I got a fucking socket. It was
Damn.
fucking dope. I haven't put a socket
Okay.
into it yet, but I got one.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. The mall's not doing it for me, but something that is doing it for me, well, kinda, to an extent. This is where I think they got the challenge, the gameplay challenge, blah 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 thing correct, dude, is Torghast.
Oh,
Have you
yes.
done like all the Torghast on your mage already?
Nope, I haven't maxed that out yet, but I did I had to do the first 6 level or first 6 floors. So I did that.
Oh, like the intro thing?
Yeah, the intro quest. I didn't do the level
Yeah,
1 and then level 2
yeah,
that
the
you have to do.
layer.
Layer 1 and
Well,
2, yeah.
yeah, so we already experienced Torghast a lot in the beta and the alpha and the whatever, and
Yeah.
it changed a lot over the course of the alpha and the beta. Because they were trying to figure out like the tuning and like how many powers you should get and how many floors should you have to do and all that kind of stuff. So it changed a lot. But when we did it, it was a freaking blast, dude. It was like the first time you go in there on your spec and you're like seeing all the powers for the first time, and then like you come up with a build ends up happening and you're just like blasting away. And then like when you have to leave, you're like mad that you have to leave. Like, dang it, man! Like I was having the time of my life, dude. That sucks that I have to leave right
Dude,
now.
it happened again,
Um,
man, when it was like, "Are you sure you want to leave the mall?" And I was like, "No. No, I'm
Torghast?
not sure." That's what, yeah, Torgas. I was like,
Yeah.
"No, no, no, I'm not sure. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
go."
So so they changed it, so now when you go and once you've done the introduction stuff and everything, you have to do Torghast. The reason why you have to do Torghast, it's mandatory basically, is you get legendary stuff from it. So you have to do it to be able to get your legendaries. So you don't even have a choice. The Maw is optional pretty much, but Torghast you got to do. When you go to Torghast and you got to do, there's a wing that's open. And you got to do increasing difficulties of that wing. So like layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, those are the only ones that are open right now. Layer 1's pretty easy even for like a low item level character, which like I was kind of cruising through cuz I haven't even done my mythic zeros on my mage yet. We'll see how the Windwalker goes, I guess. But layer 1's pretty easy. You almost like don't even need powers. But there's only 6 floors, so you like kind of don't get that many powers anyway in Torghast now, where before you could get like 1,000 powers. It was crazy. But layer one, you're kind of cruising. Everything's easy. It still feels like an
Yep.
introduction. Layer two, everything starts to come together. Like, oh, okay, yeah. Like I have to. It actually speeds things up for me to like use the abilities and like I can't just like one shot the boss necessarily. Well, depending on your spec. But dude, layer three for me at least. I think some people are like some specs or something are like having a really easy time with Torghast. But dude, as a low item level frost mage, layer 3 of Torghast was no joke, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
bad.
having to Dude, I was having to bust out all the stops. Dude. I was using alter time, I was using mirror images on cooldown, I was kiting, I was had a pet dude, I was struggling to get through there. And, like, you have all the time in the world to do it, so, like, you can do it real slow, you can do it, however you gotta do it. You can polymorph stuff, CC stuff, like, it was fun for sure. It was a challenge, like, dude, but, like, I did not expect that. I did not expect it to be that difficult. That was crazy. So you got some stuff to look forward to, but it doesn't scale with your item level. So over the course of time, if I do my mythic zeros, I get more geared up. It probably would have been easier to do after that. But
Yeah,
dude,
if you got a socketed helmet,
Torghast,
maybe it'd have been a little easier.
yeah, true. Dude, Torghast is no joke,
Yeah.
and
So
it's fun.
what did you do? Remember like the combo that you got? Did you get like any cool combos while you were doing level 3 or layer 3?
I don't think so. I think I might have gotten like kind of unlucky with my powers, but I don't remember too much.
Because as I was going through, again, I only did the little introductory layer, so take this with whatever grain of salt you want. But as I was going through, and I got one of the abilities to do alter time. When you click alter time, it reduces the cooldown of everything based on casts that you cast, right? So if you're just fucking casting away, you're reducing the cooldown of all your abilities and shit. I
Mhm.
thought that was the coolest fucking thing because it made it so like I was using alter time how you basically should use alter time even if that's not there, right? Like you use alter time, you pull whatever you're supposed to pull, it does damage to you, you go back to your alter time, you're back at full health, and now you're still doing damage and shit, right? And you're like still pumping. This just gave me an incentive to use that mechanic correctly. And then I was sitting there, dude, I would alter time, go in, I would blink, fucking go in, Frost Nova, do all my shit, waste all my cooldowns, use my shifting pot, like everything was like getting blown up, and then alter time would be resetting the cooldowns of those. I'd go back and I'd be like zoomed right back to where I was, full health, and I would blast again. I freaking loved it, dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was one of the most fun things that I've seen in all of World of Warcraft. It was insanely fun. And I was like, man, I was like, one thing, because one of our friends had mentioned this. They said that Torghast is gonna make people better players because they're gonna get combos and they're gonna use abilities that they were never using before. Like
Yeah.
polymorph makes this thing a bomb, and after 6 or 7 seconds that thing then blows up after soaking up a bunch of damage. It then blows up on everything. Like you're learning the polymorph, you're gonna be learning to use altered time, you're gonna use, like, I'm sure like Beastmaster has like eyes of the beast or some shit where like something's gonna happen where it's like every time you use, I don't know, eyes of the
Yeah,
beast,
yeah.
like you turns into a gargoyle. Like who the fuck knows? Like they could literally
Yeah.
do anything. And I think it really is going to make people better players at the game, and it's also an insane amount of fun. And it doesn't matter, like, if you have to do it right, like you said, but it doesn't matter if like you fuck up your build combo. Like try whatever you want, and then just try it again. Like
Yeah.
like you can keep trying it until you find something that works. This such dude, they nailed it. They
Yeah.
absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, it's cool for sure. Yeah, and yeah, like the fact that you get unlimited time in there, so you can take however much time you want if you want to do it all in one shot. But even if you mess it up or something happens or you DC whatever happens, it's unlimited attempts. You don't even have to like farm for a key like you have to do
Oh,
with visions
so
in
good.
BFA.
Oh
So
my
like
god.
you can just
So
keep trying
good.
it over and over again. And then there's like a extra mode, which I don't even know if that's unlocked yet or not, but there's a alternative mode that you can just go do for fun. And it's like a slightly different take. Like I don't know exactly how it works, but I think you get to stay in there longer. There's like a different mode of Torghast you can do too. So like yeah, I think I mean I don't know if Torghast is perfect or whatever. It's not gonna like really change the game of WoW, like Mythic Plus did. Mythic Plus just like exploded. It's not gonna, you know, be the end all be all of Shadowlands, but like as a, almost like a mage tower thing. Well, I guess it's required, so it's not really like the mage tower, but as just like a little piece of side content. Like if this is the islands of Torghast or of
We're winning.
Shadowlands, bro.
Yeah,
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 like
we're
we
winning.
are miles ahead, dude. And you don't even have to like grind them. You know what I mean? Like islands, you had to do 7 million times, or if you cared about it, you had to do it 7 million times. Torghast, you do layer one, two, three, and then the other one, you do layer three, you're done for the week. And then next week, you just have to do layer three, and you're done for the week. Like you don't even have to spam Torghast. If you don't like it, you don't have to spam it. If you do like it, you can keep doing it if you want to. They nailed it, dude.
Yeah, they really did nail it. When you were doing layer 3, what was the like the key to your success on the difficulty was just what, slow and steady? Is like just, kind of just like figure it out by pack at a time. You weren't able to just run through everything like you typically would. Was that like the key?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's the thing that the hard part about Torghast, at least for me, like for Frost Mage or whatever, is like you destroy all the little mobs, right? Because like they're all slow, you just run away, and you probably kill them fast enough that you don't even have to. But it's all the like elite mobs. Once you get to layer three and probably the higher ones, there's just more elite mobs that just have more and more health. They take a long time to kill. Maybe they can't be slowed. Maybe they can't be kited, and maybe they do more damage, you know what I mean? So you have to start like kind of thinking outside the box. And usually there's like two standing next to each other, and like you definitely can't kill two at the same time, depending on your build or whatever. So you have to like CC one. You have to
Yeah.
CC one, pull the other one, kill that one, heal up, and then pull the other one. Or like for me, for as a mage, I had to get uh an ability that allowed me to polymorph undead so that I could polymorph dude,
Oh
I
shit.
was having to do the craziest stuff. Like it makes you like I think I'm pretty good at the game, right? Like I'm kind of full of myself in that regard, but I was struggling, dude. I was like, "Do I suck? Like, do I suck at this game? Why is it so hard?" And then like
Yeah.
other people are like, "Oh yeah, I went in there on my brewmaster and I was just one-shotting everything, pulling the whole place." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What? What do you mean? Layer 3, you were one-shotting everything?" Like,
The
dude,
struggles of a mage, dude.
yeah, people are saying like tanks and healers are having an easier time in Torghast than DPS. I was like,
Yeah.
"What?" Dude, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm hoping like this makes me like I'm looking forward to the next week. Maybe that'll kind of wear out over time, but like I'm looking forward to going into Torghast next week to see like, okay, is my item level gonna help? Like maybe I get a better build. Like, is it gonna be that difficult every time? Like, if some people are having an easy time, maybe I'll get to have an easy time next time. We'll
Yeah.
see if it's more fun.
Well,
Like,
maybe you'll get a better
Torghast.
combination of abilities too.
Yeah, exactly. So, dude, Torghast is just that is I don't know, like, Torghast is dope. I'm not gonna, like, live in there and do it every day, right? But every
For
time I
what
have
it
to go in
is, it's
there,
awesome. Yeah.
it's good for sure. That's
So
that's
you
definitely
saying
something
the
to look
CC
forward to.
thing kind of reminded me of something that happened in the not Torghast, the Maw. So when I was going through the Maw, dude, there was this like fucking giant, I don't know what it is, like a tentacle looking thing that was like about to chase me, and I was about to die. And I was about to die, and I was about to have to walk back fucking 20 minutes, whatever. And a goddamn Windwalker, he literally incapacitated that thing, which allowed me to pick up my quest item and get away. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have gave that guy a real life hug. If like that guy was here with me, I would have hugged that dude
Yeah,
100%. All he did, he didn't have to. All he did was do
yeah.
what is it? What is their ability that like purify, or what is it that they do? The incapacitate
What?
that puts the fucking pink thing above their head.
Oh, I think it's just called incapacitate or maybe paralysis. I don't know.
Yeah, one of the anyway. So he did that, and I was the happy. Listen, he was my best friend from that moment on. If that guy needs food, if that guy needs a car, I'll get like. I was
Yeah.
so happy that that shit happened. It was like one of the greatest moments. But I could see how going into Torghast like with a couple friends might be a little bit easier than going in solo.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, I didn't even think about that, dude, like, trying out you can do Torghast as a group. You don't even have to do it solo. Like, Torghast is so ridiculously flexible, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be easier or harder with a group. I assume it'd be easier, just go in there with, like, a dungeon group. The tank pulls stuff, the healer heals them, like, that'd probably work out.
Now imagine
But I
this.
wanna test that.
Imagine you had to go into islands to get your soul ash for your legendaries, and you had to do the islands like you did whatever, and instead of like the Azerite power, I think that might have made islands a little bit more bearable because you had a good reward that you were getting rather than just artifact power. But how do
Yeah.
you feel about like how quickly you're going to be able to get your legendaries from Torghast?
I think it's good. Actually, that you just said islands. I don't think islands would have been as bad if you only had to do 3 every week and you just couldn't do more or like you didn't get anything from doing more. If I only had to do 3 islands every week, like I would not have hated them as much, you know
That's
what I
true.
mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
they're not
That's a good
amazing.
point.
But Torghast has that where it's like you only have to do 3, it's whatever, it's different for Torghast,
Yeah,
but
imagine
you
if you
only
could do
there's a
unlimited
hard
amount of
cap
tour gas to get legendaries or
to grind legendaries. Oh my god, it'd be terrible.
oh, that would
It would like
yeah. Oh,
even if Torghast was amazing, like, being able to grind it infinitely would ruin it, you know what I mean? So,
yep.
like, I feel like they really need to absorb, this concept is, like, something being hard capped is good. That
Yep. Yep.
if something is good, it being hard capped keeps it a good thing. Being able to infinitely grind Torghast would be awful. And
Yeah.
that's almost what was gonna happen this week because Blizzard didn't say anything about it. Um Everybody was thinking you're gonna be able to do all 8 layers of Torghast. You were gonna have to do so many Torghast runs if that was gonna
Yeah.
be true. You were gonna be living in Torghast this week to be able to, like, to grind out all your legendaries. Like, people don't even realize that. Like, you were gonna be in Torghast literally all week to get your legendaries, and because you're so item level, it would have been so ridiculously hard. Like, I don't even
Yep.
think like, you just wouldn't be able to do it at some point. Maybe you go on there with groups or whatever, but
Listen,
Blizzard probably
God bless
realized that.
Ian for making that
Yeah.
decision.
And
Holy.
they yeah, they capped it at layer 3. Thank the Lord, dude. I'm so glad. Oh my god.
They nailed it. Dude, the
Yeah,
expansion launch was a
they
goddamn
nailed it.
success. This week is a goddamn success. It's I got hats off to Blizzard, dude. Super,
Yeah, I
super good.
mean,
Super good.
it's yeah, it's I don't know, like, I'm struggling.
I suck
I
in
mean, I'm
dungeons
not
right now, by the way, but I'm trying to figure out like I'm just glad that like everything else around that is doing good, but like I'm struggling with like keeping up. Like I do dungeons with fire mages and they roast me, dude. Granted, they have like 20 eye levels on me, so maybe that's the reason, but like they roast me, dude. And like I'm like sitting here doing like the world tour and like tanks are beating me on damage. Like Ayun was on his demon hunter and on certain pulls they would just destroy me. I don't know what I'm doing
yeah,
wrong, man, but I'm having so much fun with the whole expansion and yeah, I'm excited. I'm like I want to get back in, dude. I want to keep playing and it's such a good feeling. It's so refreshing to
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not like a forced want to play because I want to raid. It's I want to play cuz I think this game is awesome right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big true, dude, big true. I'm definitely yeah, like, I wanna end the podcast right now.
Well, we still got
Ba-dunk.
about we still got about 15 minutes, 20 minutes that we got to do. So hey,
Uh,
put your questions in if you
I'm
got
just
any.
kidding. Oh, yeah,
Um
true. But dude, I want to say, so yeah, like Torghast is cool. The launch of the expansion as a whole has been pretty good, pretty dang good. Depending on how you play the game, you might have like little gripes here and there, like choosing your covenant or whatever. But I want to say like with like kind of going forward, I guess. So like what's gonna happen in the next few weeks? Because your weekly or even daily upkeep, I guess, on your main, for instance, is like extremely low. Like you got to do Torghast every week. You don't have to do them all. You don't really have to do world quests. you know, you got to do like Mythic Dungeons and then Mythic Plus when that comes out. You
Yeah.
really don't have to do very much. Like you got to get your renown every week, which I think is going to be pretty automatic to get, honestly. Maybe you have to do some world quests or whatever to get that. But dude, you don't have to do much at all. Like I said, this is going to be an alt friendly expansion. I'm already feeling that. Like
Well, all right.
I'm already
So
done with my mage. I'm about to be done with my monk,
the one
and it's
thing though,
it's
it is a
Friday.
little confusing as what you have to do. I'm a little bit like
True,
unsure.
true.
Like so, like I did all my mythic zeros, and then like I did like all my callings from my covenant, and I'm like figuring out my renowned. Then my I'm a little bit confused as like what's the next best step for me to take, and I think they did a little bit of they for what it's worth, it doesn't fucking matter, right? Like this is such a minor critique, but like with the mission
Mhm.
boards, like I'm a little bit unsure of like how to send my dudes out to like actually win because there's no percentage thing anymore. I'm a little bit
Yeah.
unsure of how much of that
Or
anima should I be getting? Like I'm a
yeah.
little bit unsure about where I should be like in the whole grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I think that's very true. It's like there's there's 1,000 rep. There's like 6 different reputations, and I don't know what any of them give, but all I know is that they don't give you any player power. So it's like every single world quest gives you reputation. It's like, okay, well, I think I want reputation, but actually I don't, you know, like if I don't care about those cosmetic things or like professions or whatever, like I don't need to do rep. And it's like, okay, there's a bunch of anima on the board. Why do I care about anima? And they don't really tell you, you know, like it's all kind of vague. And it turns out the reason why it's vague is because it doesn't increase your player power. It's like, oh, wait, I don't care about rep or anima other than my weekly. So like why do I don't actually need to do world quests.
And
And
it's
then it's like,
so
okay, and then
confusing
it's
because
like
they used to be so important.
yeah, it used to be an AP gives you damage trait. It's like, oh, okay, I'll get all the AP there is. Easy. It used to make
Yeah.
so much sense. I
Well,
was gonna say
well,
the
go
thing
ahead.
with the mission table is like they give you the mission table or you have to unlock it or whatever. And you're like, okay, cool, mission table, seen this before. I gotta get the things, it gives me resources, it gives me AP. You know, like there's a reason why I should be doing the mission table every week. Everybody should be doing the mission table. This mission table is like, okay, what does this give me? Why am I even doing this? What does it give me? Anima and gold? Wait, I don't
Yeah.
even need anima. You know, like, wait, I don't even have to do the mission table. Yeah, it's like everything that I've run into so
All
far,
right,
I've been
wait,
like,
hold on. It's like
ooh, I want that. Wait, I don't actually
yeah,
want
yeah.
that. What's going on?
Also, it's like, all right, so I want this anima just to, get that. There's a quest that I got to finish in the Covenant, right? So it's like get 1,000 anima or something like that. So it's like, all right, I want to do this. All right, cool. And then you start putting your guys out. You're like, wait, but how do I know if I'm going to win? Oh, you don't know if you're going to win.
Yeah.
Wait, you can also put more of your dudes down, which is going to cost you more anima. So I'm getting anima from this that's less than the amount of dudes that I put down to beat this. Like, how to what I so some of it's really confusing. Like, some
Yeah.
of it's really confusing, but it doesn't matter because you can't fuck it up. Like, you
Yeah.
literally can't fuck up. So
Yeah.
whatever. And I
And
decided that I'm just gonna get the rep. Like, and I had the same dilemma as you. Like, I went and looked up. I was like, what are the rep rewards? And I was like, oh, they give like armor items. And I was like, they're level 80. Or like what I was like, what the fuck? And then so
yeah.
like then there's like, all right, so the only thing I can get is like a backpack and like
Right.
a backpack and like a pet squirrel. I was like, hell yeah! Like this is the type of rep I like.
Yeah.
The rep I
Dude,
don't have to get.
it's very weird, dude. It's like I mean, I like it. Like I like this style. Like everything's
Me
pretty much
too.
everything's hard capped. There's a shit ton of stuff to do, but you don't necessarily have to do it if you don't care about the things that you get from it because they're not necessarily player power. They're more like making gold or like cosmetic things or just having fun in the game. Enjoying playing the game, different content. So like you don't have to there's a lot of content that you don't have to do. And it's kind of like I feel like Shadowlands is this weird like culmination of the past, I don't know, like 3 expansions. You can kind of put Legion and BFA together, where like people say, like it's kind of universal that people didn't like BFA for whatever reason. But like I've been saying that Shadowlands feels like Legion 2.0. I've been saying that for a long time because it's like, oh, they just took a bunch of Legion like content or like Legion features and just made them better, and they just fixed things that were wrong with them, like legendaries, being able to choose them or whatever. But it's also got like uh I'm getting a Warlords of Draenor kind of vibe where like the all the content in Warlords of Draenor was amazing, but there wasn't much of it. See, outside of it, you just had nothing to do. There wasn't even like optional things to do. So, but in Shadowlands, it's like, okay, all the stuff that you have to do is awesome, but the thing that was wrong with WoD is not wrong with Shadowlands. There is a bunch of stuff to do and you don't have to do it. So it's like, okay, they're kind of like they're getting all these little, it's like they're learning. It's like they're learning. They're like, all right, we see
Yeah,
what
but
happened with WoD.
how
We
could
see what
you
happened
do
with
the
Legion. We see what happened with
yeah.
BFA. Hard caps, y- you know, what's the
You
word?
know what it is,
Deterministic
dude?
legendaries.
It's not
Yo,
like it's like literally the two things. It's like let players choose and then make it so they don't have they can't play infinitely. Those are like the two
yeah,
things
yeah.
that is like making this expansion so awesome.
It's
And
so
it's
true.
like Jesus, man, didn't they like they couldn't have seen that like like through Legion people complained like it's not that that the legendaries drop randomly, we don't that's fine, whatever, let the legendary drop randomly. It's that you're gonna give us whatever legendary you want to give us, and it could make us a 20-30% worse than someone who got the right legendary. And it's
Yeah.
like so I think you're right, they're learning, but man, how could they not have learned that sooner is what I'm a little bit confused at.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. I think that's why BFA was so disappointing because it was like Legion was amazing, but there's these obvious things that are wrong. Just fix the really, really obvious things, and like BFA is gonna be great. And then they don't fix the obvious things and they make worse things. Like
Yeah.
they
And then they try
have
to
new
patch and
things that are
patch and
worse.
patch.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
just ended up with like, okay, we have the problems that we had in Legion that you still haven't fixed, plus these new ones. But now Shadowlands is like, okay, all right, we've had time. We delayed the expansion, like we've had time to figure this out. But now, like, and they're kind of crushing it on a lot of points. But now the new thing is the questionable thing where it's like, okay, but why can't I swap covenants? Or like, why does my covenant have player power? Why can't I swap conduits freely? Why do I have to go to my sanctum to put in a different conduit? And why does it cost me something to do that? And why is it this system? It's like the new things are like they're like the new borrowed power, I guess if you want to call it that. The new borrowed power things are like kind of questionable. But they're not they're probably not going to be as annoying as previous ones, like Azerite traits where you have to grind infinitely, or Legion legendaries that drop randomly, or whatever. Um, so dude, like Shadowlands is really shaping up to be something special, dude. Like if the new things like end up not being quite as big of a deal, which I think they're like trying to make them less of a big deal. So, dude, Shadowlands is looking good, bro. And we're not. It's the first week.
Yeah, Shadowlands is looking awesome,
We don't
man.
even have the raid yet.
Oh, and by the way, hey, if you're looking for raid guides, check out the Reddit Checkpoint YouTube
True.
channel. They're all
Dude,
up, posted.
dude, y'all don't even know. Y'all do not even know. Like dude, we worked on those for so freaking long. We argued about it every single day. Oh, I mean, I like to not get my hopes up about things. But bro, I got my hopes up, dude. These guides are the shit. They're the best raid guides you'll be able to find.
Uh-huh.
And we already know, like, they're just gonna get a stupid amount of views, and it's gonna help a ridiculous amount of people, and we're just waiting on people to start looking it up. It's already there. We're out 2 weeks before the raid comes out, which is earlier than any other raid guides have ever done. So, like, yo, see Ready Check Pull in 2 weeks. You guys are here early. You guys are,
Yeah,
yeah.
you guys
Whoever's
are
watching this, listening
yep.
to this, you guys are early adopters. You just wait, dude.
You've seen all the
Yeah.
stuff. You guys are the supporters in the supporter channel. You guys already had early access. You know what it is. These other guys, they don't know yet. But how about like talking about our guides for a second, bro? I can't understand how our 4-month-old guides from the dungeons are doing as well as they're doing.
Yeah,
What, dude?
dude,
And not even well, like just for views or whatever. Like I'm getting whispers from people I haven't talked to in 2 years that are like, man, those ready check pull guys have really helped me do these mythic zeros. But they're missing some mythic mechanics. Like there's like certain things that aren't even there. People are like, man, like we get stuck on a dungeon. Like I don't know if you've gotten this, but I've gotten several whispers where like someone's like, I got stuck on a dungeon or the maze, and like all these little things that are like little intricacies, and they're like, we pulled up your video, went to the timestamp, and we killed it the next one. It's like that shit
Dude,
right there, saving
that's the
time for
best.
people is it's so
That's the
sick, dude.
best, dude. That's like the fucking that's the reason we do this. And the fact that I just love that, yeah, like you said, like we made the Necrotic Wake one. I think we made that 6 months ago. For
Yeah,
I don't know why we did it so early. I think it's just so we could test out the format, I guess. But like this is how you know something was missing, in the market, so to speak, in the YouTube, in the guide, scene. We found it and made a really good version of it. And then we were gonna go back and, redo it once we like learned what's good. But dude, the ones that we made 6 months ago, people are using and liking.
yeah.
Like, yo, we found something, dude. Quick guides. Who would have
You,
thought?
you know what's funny about those guides too is I went back and watched them, and I was like looking at some of them, and the way like we zoom in and like point that shit, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Like I was like, and like, because there's no animation when it comes to like the top down views, because you don't really need that in these type of dungeon guides. But the way that we like highlight things or whatever, I was like, I surprised myself, and it's something that I did. I was like watching them, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of sweet. And so I was yeah. Anyways, I'm pretty happy with what's going on with the guide. I did not expect those preview guides to get any love right now. I just thought like they were
Yeah,
like
yeah,
kind of for people during the alpha and beta to like if they were interested in like seeing what the dungeons were or whatever. But man, it's really cool. Really, really
yeah.
cool.
That's definitely the thing I'm most looking forward to is like people messaging us or whatever, like comments or whatever, saying like, "Yo, this actually helped. Oh my god!" Like this,
Yeah.
I didn't think a shorter video could like I'm so glad that this short video helped my raid kill the boss. Oh my god, when people say
Yeah, yeah.
that,
One
dude.
of the
Oh
best
my.
comments was, "You just saved me 15 minutes from watching a different guy." It's like, all right, cool, cool.
Yeah, they're like, I
It's
had to
so
watch this
cool.
other guy that was 15 minutes long. I had to watch it twice, and I still don't understand the fight. But then I watch yours, and it's already, dude. I love that.
So see,
That's the
listen,
best.
it's all it is. It's a time transference, right? So we suck up all the time, and we spend hours and hours doing these. So it saves everyone 15 minutes here, 15 minutes. We just transfer the time, you know.
Ideally, yep, yep, dude. And
But
like,
yes,
oh man,
go ahead.
I'm so excited.
Me too, man. And I can't wait for the Mythic Plus to start coming through, because that's going to be a blast as well. Hey, by the way, when we talked about beforehand, my best and worst dungeons, like the ones I like the best and the one I like the worst, Spires of Ascension is still the worst dungeon of the whole expansion. That
Yeah.
dungeon, dude, why is there a robot that shields you? He does no damage. There's no way to remove the shield. All it is a time waste. He just makes it so you can't attack him.
Shields himself. Yeah, yeah.
Or
Ah,
that's,
yeah.
yeah, shields himself. Jeez, that is so
Uh,
frustrating.
I think I would agree. Spires is definitely not great.
And then, dude, I literally, I'm like 2 for 3. So I hit the Devos with the spear twice. One time it just went right through her chest. How? It went right through her chest. And I was like, oh man, I'm telling you right now, that dungeon. And then even the curator boss, like with the way that you have to stack up for the things with the balls, and then that dungeon sucks. Like
Yeah, I think
all the other
yeah.
dungeons are amazing. That dungeon looks the best, probably, but it sucks.
Dude, like a lot of people complain about it's too bright. It's like blinding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They have to put like a filter on their screen to be
Did
able to
you
play the
see the
things.
meme of the Armageddon where it's like going into going into Spires for the first time, and they're like blinded by the light.
Yeah, I
It's
would
so
say
good.
yeah, it's I mean, but the aesthetic is cool. It's just God, like turn on the lights, bro. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would say that like that's probably probably the least enjoyable dungeon, but it's still not a crazy thing.
It
My
would have
God,
been a
what the
top 5 in BFA. You know, that it's the worst dungeon would have been a top 5 in BFA, maybe top 3.
yeah, maybe, yeah.
This is
Oh man,
pretty funny to think, but all right, all right.
bro, do you what the did Sa
Wait,
Sa
did we
you're
just get
insane,
a
dude. Well,
I don't know what that
we
even
we
means,
gotta
dude.
we gotta I'll tell you later. We'll react to that after the podcast. But Jesus Christ, Sai, thank you, dude. But yeah, he also has a question if we want to get into question time at the end
Bro,
here.
bro. Sai, dude, always showing the support, my dude, dude. Literally, you're my favorite person of all time. Of all
So,
time.
question
All
time
right,
for
question
the
time. Hold on,
podcast
let me
here.
switch it over. Let me switch it over.
Oh
Woo!
yeah,
All
you
right,
gotta
now it's
change the
question
screen there.
time.
So yeah, send in your questions if you're watching this live. But Sai says, Jim, as a family man, how involved is your family with WoW? Are they interested? Are you trying to get your kids to like it or what? What do you do?
Okay. So my wife played TBC with me. She was a what you would call a cutting edge raider at now, but she was so she was a frost mage back in the day, arcane frost mage. She was pretty awesome. She loved farming. Actually, one of my greatest moments in my life was the birthday present that took her like literally 2 weeks of work to farm me an epic flying mount. And this is when we were, boyfriend, girlfriend, like 18 years old. That was one of the greatest things ever. Yep. Sounds real weird, I know. But one of the most meaningful things ever. There's so she was a little bit into WoW. She gets it. She understands. The kids love the Dark Moon Fair, that roller coaster that comes around every once in a while. If you catch the stream, you're gonna hear my kids run in. They're gonna slam open the door and they're gonna say, roller coaster. And I gotta tell them it's gonna be the first of the month. They or the first week of the month or whatever. So my kids are digging a little bit, but they're too young, 6 and 5, so they don't understand too much. But they just say, "Oh, Dad's working again," because Ready Check Pull is the new job, I guess. So they just call it work. But
Yeah.
Remy's about to be 7, and I think 7 is when I'm gonna get him a little shitter computer and maybe get him to be able to start questing a little bit on his own.
Dude, that's so you can actually just be playing WoW, like doing dungeons or whatever, doing tour guides, be like, sorry, babe, I'm working at the moment. I'm working on Ready Check
Yeah.
Full.
Yeah. Well, she knows the difference, dude. When I'm like,
She's
dude,
gonna
listen,
know. She's gonna
listen.
know.
When I'm like, listen, Kay, I gotta work, and then I I go upstairs. She's like, all right, cool. So I go upstairs. She comes into the room. She's like, oh, researching that dungeon for the 15th time.
Playtesting, yeah.
Yeah, testing. Shit.
She'll figure it out for sure.
But man, Sai, thank you so much. Happy Black Friday. Happy RCP Friday. I really appreciate it. You've always shown so much support, man.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we got a
Let's
question.
see. Oh, you go.
Are there any other obvious incoming nerfs to Covenant's talents, abilities, zones, etc.? I happen to think everything is tuned pretty good, as Torghast is way more fun than I thought it would be.
Dude, it's definitely Torghast is definitely fun. Faux show.
So for nerfs and buffs, are there any like outliers for classes right now? Like, yeah, I think
Okay.
Demon Hunter damage is too
Hold
crazy
on, wait,
for
wait. So,
tanks.
okay, so I don't it gets messy when you get into specific specs and reasons why. Uh the tuning right now for like how good a class is gonna do in a dungeon or a raid is so bad. It is really, really bad. Like relative to how Blizzard usually does, which is not amazing. Uh the tuning is not even close. They are not even close to being close. Not even close. Um so I don't know when the buffs and nerfs are gonna come through, if they're gonna wait till after Heroic Week to see how stuff plays out in the raid, and see, you got to bring some down, bring some up, whatever. Just do aura buffs, or just like when Walker does more damage or less damage or whatever they decide. Um, but dude, if they don't do balancing after whenever they do it, probably after heroic week, some specs are just dead. They are just dead in the water, and there's no redemption. Uh,
Damn.
yeah, it's a little bit weird. Yeah, because and we don't even have legendaries yet, dude. Like I don't know how it's gonna go. A lot of people like I asked some people in my guild the other day or yesterday. I was asking them like, do you want Blizzard to balance things anymore? Like, do you just want them to leave everything alone right now? Get through, just leave everything alone through mythic progression. Or do you want them to like tune things a little bit more before mythic progression so that like you can, whatever, everything's closer. And they were saying they don't want things to be tuned anymore. They want Blizzard to just leave things alone. Whatever tuning we have now, just deal with it until later. And I don't think I get that, dude. I don't know if I vibe with that. Cause like some specs are just bad, like very bad,
Yeah.
like not even close bad. Like even the thing that like they're supposed to be the best at, like warriors executing, for instance, they are not even close to being the best at. You can have a warrior execute for 5 minutes straight, and you will not beat a marksmanship hunter. You know what I mean? Like, and that's supposed to be their thing. So it's like, man, they are not even close with the tuning, so I want them to tune things so that, like, you're able to play more things in the raid and whatever, like, maybe I don't know, like, people are talking about not even bringing a warrior because they're so bad that the buff that they bring isn't worth it, which is like, "What is going on?" And yeah, like you just said, assassination, you just can't play assassination. It's not a thing, it's dead. You will not play assassination in any content, which is, like,
Damn.
sad, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so ridiculously bad compared to every other spec in the game, and especially Outlaw and Sub, which are, like, actually good specs. They're well tuned. So, I think there's a lot of tuning coming through. I don't know exactly what it's gonna be or when. I hope that they do tuning, but a lot of people are hoping that they don't do tuning. So, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do with that to be.
All I
Have
know
you
is that I hope that my class isn't the worst. That's all. That's all I know.
Yeah. But that's the thing is, a lot of like Nihilotha obviously was like a pretty ridiculous mage tier. You could bring like four mages, and it made sense. You actually might want four mages for like N'Zoth or whatever. But it's looking like right now with like current tuning, you want one mage and that's it. You do not want another mage because they are just, I mean, for certain fights, I guess. Um, because you just bring 17 marksmanship hunters and you're good to go. You don't need anything else. Like it's so
Yeah.
weird. Like even like for the entirety of beta, I think every like all the top players were saying like Warlock is going to be insane. Warlock's overtuned. Warlock's has the perfect toolkit for the raid, blah blah blah. Everybody was hyping up Warlock. And now Warlock's like undertuned or whatever, whatever. I don't know what the perception is now. Um and now people are saying like, yeah, Warlock's dead, reroll Hunter because Hunter is overtuned. It's like, what, dude? What's going on? And like, Marksmanship Hunter has a terrible, like, they literally can't hit two targets. They don't have, and like, there's a few two target fights in this raid. So I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on with the tuning, dude. And everybody's like making their decisions on what to play based on current tuning, which makes sense. That's all you have to go off of. Uh, but man, and that's why they don't want things to change. But I don't think it's gonna be good if they don't tune things, man. Like, some specs are just too far behind or too far ahead. I
Well,
don't
we
I
won't
don't vibe with that.
really know until the legendaries come out, and then conduits mixed with legendaries, and people start getting their eye level that they're supposed to be getting with the specific stats that they're supposed to be getting as well. So it's also still a mystery to as to
Yeah.
what's gonna be crazy. So yeah,
Well,
good luck with the whole
yeah.
balancing. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, like, on beta, the tuning was this bad, when we had legendaries and conduits and everything, like, it was really bad. So now that we're in Shadowlands, it's still really bad. We kinda know what it's gonna end up being like because we saw it in beta, and it was not good. They still have a lot of work to do on the tuning front, and I don't know, like that's like one of the things that I thought they delayed the expansion for was like trying to get the classes closer together because they just weren't close at all. But that didn't happen. So I don't know how this is gonna play out. This is gonna be I bet a lot of people are gonna be pissed. If they do tuning, especially after Heroic Week, there's gonna be some outcry from the,
Yeah.
like top hardcore raider, whatever perspective. They're gonna freak out.
Yep.
I want it to happen because I think that's hilarious. And because I just want it to happen in general. But like be ready for that, dude. If they do tuning, the top end players will freak out. It's gonna be great.
If WoW was to flop like tomorrow, everyone decided to stop playing WoW, what game right now would you switch to?
Why do you sound
Uh,
sad all of a sudden, dude?
I sound sad because I'm starting to think about me doing bad in the dungeons. I was doing bad in the dungeons, and now I'm thinking maybe I don't ever do good in the dungeons.
No, mage is good.
What if what if
You'll be
what if
fine.
what if I get my legendary and it's not good during raid? Like, and then what if they rebalance and then night phase bad? Now you made me sad, dude.
Who knows, dude? It's a little lottery. We'll see. Woohoo!
Fucking depressed now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just a little tired. Yeah, so if I were to flop, dude, I would honestly just play one-off games, right? Like I would just play like, you know, Call of Duty and shit like that. I probably wouldn't be sucked into a all-day type game. So
Wait a sec. You
that's
asked
me.
us this last week or something like 2 weeks ago. I remember. You can't
Zax
ask this.
Zax would play Ashes of Creation, right?
No. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. There's no other game that's like WoW, dude. You literally just have to move on. You can't play another MMO. WoW is it's just a different genre by itself. To me, that's how I feel. So if WoW's not a thing, dude, I think I just don't play an MMO. Maybe I would like. Oh, I don't want to go that far. I was gonna say maybe I'd have a better life, dude. Maybe I wouldn't be sucked into playing an MMO all day. I could just do whatever I want.
Maybe I would go outside.
Yeah, who
Have a
knows?
good relationship with my mom and like my
Wait,
dad, and like, you know, I'd hang out with my all right. We're gonna end it there on a positive note, as we always do. You know, Fridays at 3 o'clock is when we do this. We post it up every Saturday, unless I forget. I'm Jim Fro. This is Zach Zachi. See you
hello.
later.
Bye bye.